Hey everybody, this is Not a Snow Day, day 25, episode 15. If we were not having these extremely historic circumstances, today would be the day after the NCAA 2020 National Championship. I think we can all agree that the Dayton Flyers would have won, so I've hung their banner up, still repping my gear. And I really want to thank you guys so much for being with me. As always, please make sure you subscribe. Down below, press subscribe, like the video if you like it, and share it with people if it helps resonate, gives you something to think about. Stay in our new angle here, a new part of the studio, because remember yesterday, we changed up our seating chart, and a new seating chart is a whole new world in the school business. So today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a big idea. This is a new idea that somebody shared with me that I've been kind of turning over in my head, and I want to share it with you, and it is the concept of being velocitized. Ooh, right? Velocitized. And this is something that came to someone I respect very much. He shared it with me that he learned when he was in driver's training. And the concept in driver's training was you are on the highway, freeway, whatever you call it, parkway, and you suddenly get off the ramp and then you're in a small town and the speed limit now is reduced to 25. And you slow down, but you only slow down 20, 30 miles per hour for you. That feels really, really slow. And yet you're still maybe doing 10 over the speed limit. You're still going really fast because your body has become velocitized. You are accustomed to moving at a particular speed and anything else feels way too slow or potentially wrong. I think we've got some velocitizing that's happened to us. And as this quarantine and these safety measures to keep everyone safe have become longer, we're no longer just putting a Band-Aid on something. This is no longer a quick fix. This is truly not a snow day. We are now living in something like people like to throw around the term the new normal. And I think many of us are uncomfortable with slowing down. And when I say many of us, I am certainly talking about myself. And I'm talking about most households. As a classroom teacher the last 23 years, I have noticed in my teaching career how much busier my kids have gotten, that they are hustled to this practice and then to this appointment, and then they're doing this, and the parents are on the hook for the scheduling and the making sure they're on the right team and getting them this and getting them there, and these meals on the go that are happening all the time for young people. And it's go, 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 go. And we also know, and there's hard data that backs this up from the business world, that adults in our culture are working more and more and more hours. So we were at a fever pitch that I think many families would say is untenable, that they don't see their spouses. If they're parenting alone, they need a village to help make that happen. And now, here we are. And we have slowed way down. We have no appointments. We have nowhere to be. We're not allowed to go anywhere. And it doesn't feel like we're moving at the right speed. And so now we're starting to see these memes posted about, if you come out of quarantine and your lawn looks terrible, you're a bum. Or it turns out if I had more time, I wouldn't clean that closet and start an exercise plan. It turns out I don't want to. I was just blaming time. And I think those are all different parts of the same conversation. So I want to, again, encourage you to slow down and to be okay that it's slow, that this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're doing something for other people. We are helping to flatten curves. We are keeping our families safe and keeping other families safe. And so this slowness is okay. It is all right to not accomplish something today or anything today. Now, that is a mindset that has to be applied to young people who constantly want to be doing something. They learned this. If you remember those old PSAs, they learned it from watching you. And so if you have young people at home who are constantly in need of stimulus and constantly in need of activity, I think this is a great time to turn them over to a little bit of their own devices with some free play, some free time. Now, different age groups, this is more or less appropriate. Some of you have tweens and teens at home and you're like, yeah, they're in their room and we only see them when they emerge for food. And some young friends need lots of help and lots of guidance. On an earlier episode, though, I said I had a buddy who, if a kid said the B words and they were bored, then they got a job. I think now is a great time for us to embrace slow-paced, maybe even boredom. Take yourself as a parent off the hook. Say, figure something out. Now, this goes back to what's your next project? Giving them a project, giving them a task. And another saying that has been bouncing around my head, which is, it's hard to feel sad if you feel useful. And I think I know who it's attributed to. I'm going to do a little bit more research. But I think if we can give our friends who are small some opportunities to help and some opportunities to control, but also to drive their own activities, those are really, really helpful things. So this is just a big idea to think about. How have we been velocitized? And if you're still feeling that need for speed, to quote our good friends in Top Gun 1, what's driving that? What's pushing you to feel like you need to keep going? And is that a good motivator, or is that something worth examining? Because we as a culture, we're definitely velocitized. And we as a culture have just been had the brakes put on us. And I think that's worth looking at and potentially, hopefully learning from. And as we come out of the other side of this with people safe and maybe we restructure our households and our schedules, maybe this is really some sort of a blessing that we didn't ask for, but here we are, we have it. So don't be afraid to slow down. Don't be afraid to let your young learners have some independence, to take yourself off the hook for being the cruise director of your house 24 hours a day. That's exhausting. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. And see what they might come up with. Please understand, this is not throw away the routine. There are great parts of routines. Many of you have built some great routines. And yesterday we talked about keeping the good stuff. And that's growth. And then allowing for some chaos, a little disorganization, a little downtime and unstructure, and see what new structure comes out of that. So be careful of your velocitization. I'm going to just keep saying it. It sounds so smart. Congratulations to the Dayton Flyers. Subscribe, like, please share, and also comment. I want to give a shout out to some of the young people who have been reaching out to me. I'm getting some comments from teachers who are asking me for some more teacher stuff. And I'm also hearing from a fair amount of kids, especially young leaders, kids who maybe I spoke in front of, or kids who are former students, who are asking me to talk a little bit about what they're going through. So as I play with my new studio space, I might play with a little bit more directed content at particular groups. This kind of started out as people at home with small people, and maybe it'll change to something else. Keep what works, build in something new. I'll see what I come up with in my slow, thoughtful process. Go Flyers. Go you. Wash your hands. Stay home as much as you can. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. And I'll see you on the next episode.